I have been saying for years that Taylor Swift will eventually work her way to conservatism. I was emboldened in that belief when she started dating Travis Kelce. I think it was even Matt Walsh that said this was one of the biggest fumbles when conservatives were upset that Taylor Swift was dating a football player. Like, hey, super masculine, I don't know, dude. We're mad about somebody dating somebody that we want this sort of thing. We want feminine women to date masculine men and then eventually get married. But at the time, I was like, this is good news. Maybe you don't like her. Maybe you don't like some of her political stances. And I will admit, yeah, she's said some crazy things politically speaking. But look at what people do, not necessarily entirely what they say, especially if they're artists. I have a high threshold for tolerance for artists because artists, in order to be able to articulate and display through art what it means to be human, and that's really what art ends up being ultimately, you have to have a couple screws loose. So I have a lot of grace and a lot of sympathy for artists because that's just kind of the nature of the job that they're in. But overall, I've been saying for a while now that Taylor Swift will eventually come over to the conservative side. Now, does that mean, again, she's going to make conservative endorsements politically? No, probably not. But the left losing a very outspoken figure, especially someone as powerful as Taylor Swift, will be positive despite whether or not she endorses JD Vance for 2028 or not, which again, I don't think will actually happen. Well, Taylor Swift is in the news because she had an album release, The Life of a Showgirl, which released at midnight. I'm very, very tired because I waited up until midnight, which East Coast, that was 9 p.m. where I live. So you stayed up till 9 p.m. Listen to the entire album. I think it's great. And I had a couple key takeaways that I think bolster my argument that Taylor Swift will eventually become a conservative. One, she started dating a super masculine man. Two, they get engaged, right? Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are engaged, in case you didn't know, in case you live under a rock. They are engaged. Taylor Swift is getting married. I said when they got engaged, I think she is one kid away from being a conservative because, like Erica Kirk said when she was talking to Charlie, she thought she was conservative before she got married, and then she got married and have kids, and all of a sudden became more conservative. When you get married and have kids, that is part of the process of becoming a conservative. It kind of is in line with what the Winston Churchill quote of, if you're not a liberal in your 20s, you have no heart. If you're not a conservative in your 30s, after you have kids and have gotten married, ideally, you have no brain. Well, that is what Taylor Swift, I think, is going through right now. I want to read you a couple lyrics from the most recent album that I think, again, bolster my claim. Now, this is not a big, long, expanded lyric, but from the song Eldest Daughter. Songs about, the pitfalls of being the oldest child. You're kind of trial by fire with your parents, and you kind of have to figure out how to fight for yourself and all that sort of stuff. It's actually a very meaningful song. I think it's actually pretty interesting. But in that song, she said, when I said I don't believe in marriage, that was a lie. Obviously making the case of, look, I'm engaged now. Back when I was kind of a teeny bopper and, all about girl bossing and CEOing and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, marriage is for fools. Not anymore. And I don't think she's saying it was a lie as in she was lying at the time. I think she's realized as she's gotten older, oh, this is what life is about. This is what you're supposed to do. As men and women, you're supposed to get married and have kids. Again, to further that, bolster that argument, and again, I don't want to, recite to you the entire album, so I'll keep them short here, is a song called Wish List. Now, this song starts out with Taylor Swift talking about her friends in the public eye, in the media space, in entertainment overall. And she's talking about, hey, my friends want this, they want that, they want their, boyfriend who's this, they want their luxury items, their fancy clothes, their restaurant experiences. They want all of these things. And let me read you the lyrics that lead into the chorus of this song. Again, Wish List off the Taylor Swift new album. And they should have what they want. They deserve what they want. Hope they get what they want. But I just want you. Again, talking to an engaged woman who is marrying that guy. She wants him. That's what she wants outside of the luxurious lifestyle that entertainment world thinks that, or wants you to think that you should want. I just want you, have a couple of kids, got the whole block looking like you. Is this a right-wing extremist or is it not? We tell the world to leave us the F alone. Not endorsing the swearing, just reading the lyrics. And they do, wow. Got me dreaming about a driveway with a basketball hoop. Boss up, settle down, got a wish list. I just want you. I don't know how much more clear it could be that Taylor Swift is starting her journey towards the right, towards conservatism. Her last, or not her last album, but the album prior to that, the lead single off of it, Anti-Hero, there's a line, and I'm reciting from memory here. Did you hear my covert narcissism? I disguise as altruism like some kind of congressman. At the time, I said that was the most based lyric in the last decade, and I still believe that to be true to this day. And I think she's getting further and further to the conservative side of the aisle, because that's what happens when you get older and life happens to you. You get married, you have kids, and you start voting for J.D. Vance in 2028. That's what I think is going to happen. She's also friends with the Mahomes. I think that all of these things are culminating or going to culminate in Taylor Swift becoming a conservative, whether she speaks out on it or not. I think that is a good thing for the culture, especially someone as powerful as her.